Okay, we're looking at this test again, and now we are going to look specifically at identifying four flaws and or weaknesses in the reasoning of paragraphs 3 to 5. Okay, so oh, somehow I lost all my marks on this one too. Um, oh well, that's okay. We can do it again here. So we're looking at this area here. I don't know why. I'm not quite sure what's happening here, so maybe it doesn't like that. Oh, okay. These pages are somehow linked. Interesting. All right. So, um, flaws. They love reliance on a questionable assumption. Okay. The computer's camera is not a human eye. Okay. That's the first one. That is reliance on a questionable assumption. And it is a very questionable assumption because, in fact, the camera can capture every bit of detail and analyze it in real time. AI is much more powerful than our eye. Our eye may be able to see a more perfect rendering of any given one thing, but we can only focus on one place at a time. We don't have the bandwidth. Okay, so that's one. But then the whole like we can't trust these machines with our lives thing. Okay, so AI is not safe. That was a conclusion. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go back here and wish that I had done this one with a. The computer's camera is not a human eye. Okay, so that is the first one. And the reason is because I like to have my conclusions underlined. AI is not safe. Okay, and then we had if someone is killed, which proves that we cannot trust these machines with our lives. Okay, so they are saying because one cyclist killed, so this would be two, by the way. One cyclist killed equals cannot trust AI. That, and there was an argument in class, but I was right. That is a rash generalization. Somehow Siri got involved. That is a rash generalization. Okay? That is not something you can do. So the first one is reliance on a questionable assumption. The second one is it is a conclusion, but that's a rationalization. All right. They also allow um this one to be a causal flaw. I don't necessarily understand it. The single fatality may have been unrelated to the driverless aspect of the vehicle. Okay, so its correlation does not equal causality. And yeah, I can see that, I suppose. All right, now on four, um, paragraph 4, let's take a look at that. Capabilities of AI have been increasing for years and will eventually surpass human intelligence. Or future safety is at risk. Okay, so first off, they have this one here. Okay, that's our third one that we're going to look at here. Okay, they have that one as being an illegitimate appeal. Okay, I don't know that I've ever heard of an illegitimate appeal specifically, but okay, so they to history. Okay, So the trend doesn't always continue. That's the reasoning there. And you do have to provide reasoning for these because remember, it says, okay, it says to identify and explain. So there's 8 points here, okay? So on this one, I've identified it. Okay, the explanation of that computers camera is not as good as a human eye. Okay, so to get your second mark, you got to do that. Okay, one cycle skilled meaning you can't trust AI. That's explaining it. That's identifying it. Illegitimate appeal to history is an identification and then explaining it there. Okay, that's 3. They want 4 total. How about the whole paragraph 4 here? This whole thing is a slippery slope. So that'll be the 4th one. Okay, 4 slippery slope. Okay, that AI surpassing human intelligence means robots attack humanity. This author watches too many movies, obviously, here. All right. Think it's safe for me. Yep, it's got all that. I think it's safe for me to go ahead and clear out this stuff so that I can keep writing here. Okay. How hard is it to delete some things? They make it kind of hard. I guess I have to go up here and delete them. Yeah, this is so weird. I'm going to have to learn this better before next year. Okay. I don't know if it will let me write on this or not. We'll see. It doesn't want me to. Okay. Well, then I'll just write them in line as best I can and we'll be fine. All right. So I'm going to go to green for paragraph 5. They have all kinds of things here. Okay. So, first off, this problem solving, the world's problems and problem solving. Okay. That's 5. That is an equivocation. Okay, that is an equivocation that they use the word problems, like things that are climate change, and problem solving, an activity that humans enjoy. Okay. Then they also have 6. 6 there. That is an inadequate response to the counter. Okay, I wouldn't have gotten that one, by the way. Now, I will say that it's often hard to find examples of conflation, but here's the thing: innovation and creativity and a future without art. That right there, 7, that is conflation of creativity. Oof, getting tired. Creativity with art. Okay, so that is bleh. That is an equivocation. Okay, they have several others: reliance on a questionable assumption, lack of for that same one. Another reliance on a questionable assumption for that same one. So one that lack of opportunity for humans to solve problems would stifle art and new ideas, and that AI would not be able to produce art or generate new ideas. Although I will say that one is becoming more and more likely to be true. Circular reasoning. Oh boy, their wording here. Concluding the rise of intelligent machines is dangerous because it puts us at risk is tautologous. I don't a word I've never seen. But then right here, this one, this is the one that really glared out here. Um, several film stars warned us that the march of technology, etc. Okay, that is an appeal to authority. Need to change color there. It's getting kind of busy in here. That is an appeal to authority. Why? Because film stars are not experts. Um, and then they would also allow this whole thing, if you explain it right, can also be a slippery slope. All right, so there's several things in there. Cool. Doable. Annoying, but doable.